Hi, everybody. April 30th, 2021. Up and down we go, right? It was a choppy week, but here we are back basically where we started with Bitcoin prices and others. And we have great updates for you today. Zach is here with us as usual. And
hello, everybody.
Hey, Zach. And we have two special guests. We're going to bring them up in a minute. But as you know, we have operations all over the world. We have employees all over the world. And every AMA, we try to kind of share with you, both for you to get to know some of the people that actually do the work every day, that make Celsius what it is, and kind of go and visit with some of our offices, some of our people, get to know all the details of the inner workings of Celsius. So today we're bringing somebody for whom it's, I think, what is it, 1:30 a.m. or something, or 1 a.m. in Hong Kong, right? Cal, you want to join us? He's been drinking coffee for the last few hours just to stay up. How are you doing, Cal?
Doing well. Still up and alive.
What do you drink to stay up this late? What's your favorite? What's your choice?
Well, usually in bed by now. But tonight's special night. Right. Great to meet the Celsians. So yeah, I've been warming up to this. So now here I am, great to meet everyone.
Red Bull or coffee? What's your choice?
Red Bull, I think, to stay up.
Yeah, I'm a coffee guy. I guess old school. So you've been with us now for a while. You're what are you going on your when is your anniversary?
I think 7 months in right now, 8 months in.
Right. So yeah. You're waiting for July, right, or something like that. What's your?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So
right.
I think a few more months it'll be 1 year.
Yes, amazing. And yeah, so we're expanding in Asia. We're looking to hire a few more people. I think I mentioned we have a few people in Australia. Cal's in Hong Kong. We're trying to hire a few more people both in Hong Kong and Singapore, and obviously looking also for Korea, Japan. So if you want to join the Celsius revolution and you're based in Asia, definitely reach out to us and tell us why we must hire you. Right? In Australia, we're hiring something like 20 or 25 people, both for lending and for the call center and for trading. So definitely gonna staff up over there, and so definitely reach out to us.
Asia is like so much more advanced on crypto and digital payments. Like, I mean, you guys don't mess around with paper money like we do, and we're way behind the curve. So you're killing the game over there.
Yeah, is digital yuan available in Hong Kong, or it's only in mainland China right now?
Only in China right now, and they did some airdrops actually when they first launched.
Wow.
To some of the users. Yep.
They learned a few things from the ICO days, huh?
From DeFi.
Same concept, but it's run by the government, right? Obviously, this time around. Yeah.
They say, hey, you can't do it, but we can. That's basically what they say, what they do, right? You're not allowed to drop tokens on people, but we're allowed to do that anytime we want.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 weeks ago, we made an announcement about an exchange that Cell Token was listed on. So I'm going to share my screen here. If you remember, OKX listed Cell Token, which is a great partnership for us. Obviously, it's a big exchange, very innovative. A lot of great things are coming from there. I'm really excited about it because they don't charge any withdrawal fees. So unlike some of the other exchanges that listed Cell Token, that charge you as high as whatever, 5, 8, even 10 Cell Token to withdraw your coins or tokens. OKX just has a spread, a small spread. You pay 10 basis points, and it can go all the way down.
Can you put it on full screen, Alex?
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. And all right, so yeah, so we have Lance with us from OKX. He's joining us from Hong Kong as well. And so let's bring him in. Say hello. Hey, Larry.
Hey, Alex. Hi, everyone. It's good to be here.
Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. It's also very late for you, right? You're in the same zone.
Yeah, just another day in crypto. No problem.
It's a 24-hour business, right? There's no 8 to 5 in this world.
365, including January 1. So that is baseline when we hire anyone. You have to accept the facts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a very different industry. I think committing to crypto is not just, okay, I'm gonna work with this cool new technology. It's actually, like you said, it's 24/7, 365, right? It's for some people it's too much, right? They jump in, they see how crazy this is, and they say, not for me, I'm going back, right? Going back to the real world, to the normal living, right?
Yeah, correct. So we cannot afford to have anyone who have an app when we build a company in the first place. OKX, we don't even afford to have email conversation because it's too slow, right? So everything is chat based. Chat. Everything is chat.
So what do you do for OKX Lennix? Can you tell us about like the mission of OKX and what sets us apart from other exchanges?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the very early member or co-founder in OKX. So we begin. I start from the very beginning of OKX from day one. So I hired to build OKX. So back in the time, we just a purely trading platform serving people in China to buy Bitcoin, not even Ethereum, with RMB. And around 4 years ago, we would like to extend the service to global client, to global customers. So that's why our company would like to build a complete new brand exchanges just to serve global clients. And that's one of the mission. And another mission is we would like to we see the volatility of Bitcoin back in that time. Just too volatile. It's too volatile to be anything. Up 80% or down 80% in a very short period of time. So we would like to bring in financial knowledge, financial product to exchange platform, because we believe that if you really want to actually drive down the volatility of an asset class, you need a lot of derivatives. You need a lot of different kind of financial instruments so that people can hedge their risk. People can diversify. People can express their opinion by trading, by going long and going short at the same time. But back in 2017, 2016, we only have spot market. So Bitcoin is really, really volatile because the only thing that you can go short is to sell your holding. So that is one of the reasons that Bitcoin is volatile. So because and so that's our very early mission in OKX, I think, is we think crypto is a borderless financial ecosystem, and we should embrace that. We should bring crypto to anyone. And our mission is, hey, we really want to tackle the problem of Bitcoin in terms of volatility, in terms of bringing more mature money. You need to have a robust, mature marketplace, and our expertise should be derivatives product. So that's why I built a team in Hong Kong, which is really specialized on product and derivative products. So that's why we keep offering derivative presence and derivative instruments. So that's why I think that is how OKX be known and be famous to users right now.
So when you look at, you've been around for several cycles. When you look at this cycle versus a previous cycle, what's your view on kind of both the maturity of the market? Who are the participants? Is it more global? Like, what's your view on how this time it's different than previous cycles?
Right. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. In 2017, is purely retail driven. I think back in the time that Bitcoin up around 11 times in just 1 year. We don't have CME, Bitcoin futures, nothing. We are Coinbase, or the other rest of the exchange, spot exchange, Bitfinex, Bittrex, including us, is having a big trouble in handling all the incoming registration. We are overload in KYC, we overload in account registration. We have to stop new account at registration back in time. So it's not because so in 2017 we just see a massive inflow on retail new kind of participant, and then come to the ICO, right? Either the ICO craze. But today we see a lot more mature and a much more diversified. As long as I see the data every single day on OKX, we see a much more diversified on market participant. So after several years of development, exchange is getting a lot better in terms of trading architecture, not just in OKX, but across the board. Of course, all the major exchanges, they just get 100 times better in terms of trading architecture, so that they can actually right now finally accept real institutional flow, top-notch institutional traders, high-frequency traders, hedge funds, HFT player. So starting from, I think, last year around July or August, or somehow around September, we see a massive inflow on our equity balance on tokens that deposits on the exchange. We see a lot more institutional account or corporate account opening. So we see it's just start from there. So right now the marketplace in OKX or across all exchange is actually look very similar with stock market right now, a traditional classic stock market right now.
Yes, I think September is when Elon Musk told everybody it's okay to start buying Bitcoin and Dogecoin, you know, so everybody was like, okay, Elon said it's fine, let's jump in. But we've seen Bitcoin went down almost 30% in the last 2 weeks, right? So still a lot of volatility. You would think over $10 billion in liquidation, longs being liquidated on different derivative exchanges. So you still see tremendous amount of volatility. So, you know, you would think that, again, this kind of institutional adoptions should create much more stable markets, much more efficient market, but the volatility is still here. So how do you explain that?
Yeah, I think the volatility is relatively lower already. Its volatility is getting higher just recently because the people are adding leverage. Keep adding leverage, recycling risk, and keep recycling the leverage. We see a lot of liquidation, but it's a lot healthier liquidation. We see several big liquidation over several years. And normally, in terms of when Bitcoin down 30% or 10%, 15%, even 40% in March 12 before, we see a cascade liquidation everywhere. But we don't see that happen like a couple of weeks ago, because we see a really orderly liquidation market. Because so that in general, the market is actually, I would say, deleveraging in a really orderly manner. So you can imagine that I think we have been going through around 3 to 6 months. We are having a really good year or really good month in terms of basis trading, which means that people are adding leverage, people are playing spot and futures arbitrage, adding a lot of leverage because they're borrowing a lot of money. So the entire yield market in compound or the other DeFi space actually really tremendous good yield because of the basis trading. So people actually just simply deleverage their position right now back to normal, back to usual position. So I think it is a lot healthier market right now. So that's why you can see we don't see a massive sell-off after a 30% drop. The market's actually getting more stabilized, basis return to normal, premium and discount return to normal, then open interest in terminals. It's actually quite good. It's actually quite healthy. I'm very bullish.
Right. The the FOMO is out, but the price is almost as high as the all-time highs for Bitcoin. So I agree with you that is probably a good analysis. So last question for me, just before my last question, all of our viewers, like the video, share the video, and put your questions. Don't forget to put your questions for Lennix, so we can basically make sure that we answer all of your things. My last question is, right now you have Cell USDT as a pair, and I know that's a popular pair because USDT is the #1 volume token out there. When are you adding ETH and BTC as pairs for Cell? That's what our community wants to know.
No problem. If your community want it, we can cater. If the community want derivative contract, I think we can. The tag is just there. But as an exchange, we just want everything is stable and slow. We just need to wait a little bit more time to market depth to build. Then we can keep adding instruments for Cell.
Right. Because one of our community biggest complaints is that some of the exchanges are charging too much in fees. So that's why you guys are one of the best in terms of giving back to the community, charging very tight spreads. So it's important, if you add those other pairs, I think a lot of our users are going to be using OKX instead of other options.
Oh, if that's okay, no problem. I think we are one of the cheapest exchanges, and we charge based on volume. So one of the pure exchanges, and also we don't have any referral fees at all.
Perfect. Cal, Zach, any questions before we open it up to the community?
Yeah, I wanted to ask, with DeFi really coming into prominence in the summer of last year, how do you see the DeFi exchanges and CeFi exchanges or that technology developing going forward?
Yeah, I think I think it's a very interesting development. The DeFi is getting close to CeFi, and CeFi is getting really close to DeFi. I mean, in a really technical perspective. For example, I can see Uniswap V3, they have a new kind of AMM. But if you really take in depth look, the AMM is trying to improve the liquidity for major pairs, and trying to compete in terms of the slippage and the spread and everything on CeFi, which is CeFi advantage currently at the moment. Slippage, right? Spread.
Sure.
And you can see an interesting development on CeFi as well. Right? You can see Binance, BS3, 4B, Hackle, and OKX chain. So we are actually trying to decentralize some of our components and put it on chain. So you can see the two area is getting closer and closer together. So we can see. I think the development will be, you can for DeFi you can have the best view, the best spread, very much like CeFi, and CeFi you can have the similar advantage of decentralizations, certain decentralization offer in DeFi.
Sure. So, we have a huge community in Hong Kong. They have their own Telegram chat. Shout out to them. But where do you see not just Celsius, but crypto assets growing in Asia? And is there rapid adoption over there? Are governments being more friendly? Where do you see that moving to next, Cal?
Cal, right?
I think it's very regional based. I think and then it would be great to get your opinion as well, because I'm sure you guys have been dealing with SFC, right? Like that's the Hong Kong Financial Authority here in Hong Kong. So I think it depends on the jurisdiction you're talking about, but I think it seems like Singapore has more of a clear guidance now on what to do with these digital assets. But I think Asia, I always think they're more of the more early adopters of the space anyway, right? Mm-hmm. And same thing for DeFi, right? Actually, when I first got involved in crypto, I was in New York, right? It was a very different crowd than you see it in Hong Kong and rest of Asia, right? We talk about back 2-3 years ago, right? I would say the US in general, a lot of projects, they're focused more on R&D, building out different technologies, right? Even last year, the DeFi boom. most of the innovation actually coming from the States, right? Such as Compound, Aave, Uni, they all led the charge. In Asia, I think most of the firms traditionally focus on more readily cash flow driven businesses, such as mining and trading firms. And yeah, but I think it's been a good combination, right? Like the technologies might come out from the US, but then Asia is always going to be early adopters and really drive the community forward. I guess they are more open to deploy the capital into those technologies and really build an ecosystem that way.
Yeah, I strongly agree. So to add on a little bit, for regulation in Hong Kong, we are actually really friends. Really close dialogue on SFC, on the regulators in Hong Kong and the regulators in China and Korea and Japan, Singapore as well. So in Asia, I think we are heading to, in general, we are heading to a really positive direction, a much more positive relatively than maybe 2 or 3 years ago. 2 or 3 years ago, some of them can see that as hostile, but right now, we have a really clear definition, clear understanding, much more clear understanding on regulators that crypto can be defined as alternative asset class publicly announced by Chinese central bank government official. So before that, they think, yeah, Bitcoin is not a currency. You cannot be used as a legal tender. Illegal to use as a legal tender. But right now, they don't know. They don't explain what that is. But Bitcoin, just recently, they think is a viable alternative investment. So that is much more positive tone attitude to us, which is you can think China is one of the biggest region in crypto.
Yeah, I was in Hong Kong right before COVID started, and it was a meetup. 5,000 people showed up because Vitalik was participating also. And it was just amazing. I mean, the community was so vibrant, so everybody was so excited about developing and building things and so on. And this was not at the peak of the market. This was, we were still going sideways. And it's funny because 20 or 30 miles away from, maybe 50 miles away from there, China is running its new experiment, right, with the digital yuan. In Shenzhen and all the other cities, where they're basically creating a centralized copy of Bitcoin or Ethereum with unlimited supply, right? Unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, which has limited supply. So it's funny to see those two running side by side, and we have to see really who's going to win the race, right? Are we going to win it with a public blockchain, or China or some other central bank is going to win it with a private version of it? So
I think it will coexist. I think they have a very different value propositions. So Chinese CBDC will always be competitors of SWIFT and one of technological tools to promote offshore RMB, which is the national goal and national objectives, coming objective for Chinese government. It's very pressing objectives for them. So I won't see the surprise that the One Belt One Road initiatives, there will be some of the nation be starting to use CBDC as the settlement currency if they really want to do cross-border trading with China. I won't surprise that would happen, and that will happen very soon as well. But Bitcoin or all the other permissionless blockchain will still exist. It's going to be globally shared and contributed by global community. I think that will be coexist.
Right. Well, I hope you're right, because if China decides that Bitcoin or Ethereum is too much competition and they outlaw it, it will be a big it will hurt the crypto community. So we definitely want them to coexist on even terms.
Yeah.
All right,
we have a few questions from the community.
Go ahead.
Cool. All right, Carlos is asking, Question for Lennix. Can you fund OKX directly from or with Euro from a EU bank account?
No, OKX is purely token-only exchanges. You have to buy with Euro, with credit card or any fiat gateway for crypto first. Just very much like Binance.
Okay, so you can import stable coins, or you can also purchase on the platform, but no wiring from a bank account, either USD or Euro, anything else.
No, OKX now.
Okay. All right, and Rodrigo is asking, is OKX supporting fiat on and off ramps for Latin America?
We are actually cooperating with lots of local fiat partners to support local Latin America, including mostly stuff in Brazil and Argentina first for local fiat on ramp. And so basically, but OKX still token-only exchanges. So you have to using the fiat and on-ramp gateway, using local currency to buy Bitcoin or USDT first in order to access all the service and OKX.
Okay. Going through some questions here. Brent is asking, will OKX offer something similar to Liquid Earn, which is like, yeah, are you familiar with that feature?
Yeah, I think we already have it. So I think we're having billions of XX being staked on OKX Earn currently. So what we actually did is basically offering different options for allowing user to earn a passive income. Passive income including you can lending money to our margin trader, manage risk by OKX, and you can also indirectly participate DeFi protocol for staking and LP. You can maybe, and one day in the future, we incorporate with Celsius. The offer is loan product directly for OKX user as well.
Okay, and one more, just I know the community is curious. How can Cell Token become more incorporated in your platform? Are there going to be derivatives or futures or options? What else will Cell be able to do on OKX?
Right now, spot. So probably after we just listed, so we need some time to build up the market depth. We need to invite more market maker to actually increase the market depth for Cell's spot token, because spot is like everything. It's like the basic. The basic for risk management for any kind of highly leveraged product or derivatives. So that start first, then we're starting to add margin. So you can probably trade 5x, 10x with Cell very soon. The tag is just right over there. We just need to pass through the threshold on risk. Then we will probably start listing perpetual swap on Cell in USDT using USDT margin first as a start. Then and gradually receive more opinion or more feedback from the community. If there's more community demand, we can probably list futures as well.
Okay, so as our liquidity and maturity on your platform goes forward, we'll see more and more products coming down the road.
Yeah, it would be actually it would be more interesting, because when we add more, we can see instant boost for the liquidity for sales, because whenever for like all the rest of the token, you need different kind of instruments to hash each other, so to boost the liquidity, right? So if you have a really strong derivative, for example, like perpetual swap, you will indirectly help the liquidity on spot as well. So it's actually helping each other, so the people can hash each other's. So that we need some time to build the liquidity, the market depth for the market maker, for more community to actually trade, to the market maker to actually post market depth to spot. Then we will just naturally list all derivatives. Then we eventually the spot pairs we're getting even better in terms of liquidity and volume.
Sure.
Yeah, and Celsius is planning to use Cell actually as collateral to enable trading and basically do some of our activities on OKX as well. So we're waiting for OKX to approve that, add Cell as collateral, acceptable collateral. So I assume whatever, a few more weeks. How long we have to wait?
Yeah, we just a few moments maybe because we need to pass through the risk assessment, right? So by adding the collateral, meaning that you can stick your Celsius in terms of certain scenario of stress tested, in terms of price volatility, liquidity, in certain really extreme event. Then using that cell, you can borrow BTC, you can borrow Ethereum, you can borrow USDT to trade on cell or the rest of the other product. So cell is the collateral. The value is very important.
So it's important for us because we have a lot of cell and we obviously want to create more yield, and the way we do that is by using it as collateral to do other trades. So it's good for OKX, it's good for us because you want the trading volume, we want all of this, we need all this activity to create yield. So it's a win-win, and so we're looking forward to have that being added, including the other pairs to increase the liquidity. So all that is coming. We just the clock has to work its magic. We have to give enough time and bring few more liquidity providers, like you said. So we have a good plan. Everything is on track. It's behaving well, and we just got to get the volume up.
Yeah, when the liquidity is there, everything will come naturally. When you have more derivatives, the volume will be naturally go up, and spread having a positive loop.
Exactly.
Awesome.
More questions? Or are we good?
No, I want to thank Lennix for his time. I know it's very late there, and we really appreciate you coming on and talking with us, and we really look forward to working with you going forward.
Yes, and when you invite us to the OKX AMA, I will also do it at 1:30 a.m. So this way it will be payback time,
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Lennix. Thanks.
All right, thanks.
That's a lot.
All right, so Cal, let's jump into some of the, you've been working super hard since you joined. Maybe share with others, because you worked in several crypto-related companies and you have a lot of broad experience, but you helped us bring some really big institutional accounts, and you've been here through that amazing growth that we've seen in the last 6 to 9 months. So maybe share with the community your experience in kind of signing them up, and the volume of transactions with our counterparties. And
so in terms of institutional business, we continuously adding new counterparties, and that's our bread and butter, right? That's how Celsius continue to earn yield for you guys, right? To unbank yourself, and so I think on a weekly basis, I think we continue to sign up more customers. I would say we're adding close to 4 or 5 new counterparties every week now. And that's just for the traditional asset management and trading firms. But on the corporate onboarding side, we actually seeing more and more firms that's got nothing to do with technology firms or crypto. Simply, they could be selling medical device. They're comfortable now to deposit their assets with us or convert some of their treasury money into stablecoin and generate more yield, right? And that's the trend that we see here on the institutional desk and the corporate side of things. And it's positive. And then now because of that, we need more people. And if you're interested in working with Celsius, please reach out to us. And our team is continuously expanding.
Yeah, especially on the DeFi side. So if you have any skills, DeFi skills or Python skills or whatever, those are definitely a lot of the opportunities we have, both on the business development side, where Cal is part of, and on the product development side or the trading desk. So we're hiring as many people as we can find, right? So
great. Shout out to Oren for helping us find a ton of DeFi talent. Really brought some amazing candidates. It's been fantastic. And as we grow in that space, right, we have our one leg in CeFi, one leg at DeFi. That's what we're going to need, that talent, as we keep growing.
Yeah, I threatened Oren that I'm going to have to move him to the HR department if he keeps bringing more and more great people to Celsius. He's like, you have a job to do. You're just hiring people. But no, I'm just kidding. I mean, it's great. That's how Celsius grew, right? I mean, most of our people who joined us are the ones who brought in other great talent, but we just don't have enough. So we want to grow even faster. And this is part of the requirement. All right, so I wanted to cover a topic that is actually very relevant to our discussion with Lennix and OKX, and that is how markets operate. So traditionally, especially in the United States, we pride ourselves that NASDAQ and the New York Stock Exchange are the most open and transparent markets around the world, right? If you can rely on the law, you can rely on the financials, you can rely on what the executives of the company are telling you, because the everything operates with a very defined and predictable process. But the reality is that since 2008, basically since the financial collapse, where the Fed had to reflate the economy, and more recently with the fact that the Fed put what's called a Fed put, right? They put a safety net under the market. The markets are now not behaving anymore in this transparent way, meaning that the pricing of stocks or the behavior of stocks and bonds is no longer a free market, right? It's now has been tainted by the fact that there's a Fed put, and risk-taking on the long side, risk-taking is completely unlimited, right? What Lennix was talking about in this liquidation that just happened, over $10 billion liquidated in just a few days, 2 or 3 days, that would not happen on NASDAQ, right? Because effectively those markets are manipulated by the central banks and by the financial institutions who are throwing unlimited money at these markets. So the interesting thing is that even though regulators treat Binance and OKX and some other exchanges, offshore exchanges and onshore exchanges as the manipulated market, right? The head of the SEC has stated several times, the previous head of the SEC, not the current one, has stated several times that the main reason they're not approving an ETF for Bitcoin is because they consider the Bitcoin market to be manipulated. And I'm here to tell you that I consider exactly the opposite, right? That today the financial markets, the way Apple is trading, the way Amazon is trading, the way Netflix is trading, is telling you that the manipulated markets, unfortunately, are the centralized exchanges and not the decentralized exchanges, right? Not the way Uniswap operates, right? No one is manipulating Uniswap. So it was great to see, again, just a week ago, great to see a crypto exchange, the largest crypto exchange, being listed on a centralized exchange like NASDAQ, right? So you're finally seeing those two worlds meeting, and the fact that Coinbase continues to trade at a great valuation, and Coinbase is more profitable than any of the other exchanges, more profitable than any centralized exchange in the world, tells you a lot about where investors see the future. Do they see the future on NASDAQ, or do they see the future on Coinbase? So just wanted to make that point. So few other updates. Liquid, we pushed Liquid super hard on their fees, and they are going to have a new program which will have no withdrawal. If you've seen, Liquid also launched with Celsius a savings program. That program already has over 10 million in deposits just in a few days. These are Liquid depositors are earning interest because Liquid, the exchange, is partnered with Celsius to provide yield income. So we're very excited about that. And as you heard from OKX, we're going to work with them on the same program as well. We launched the same thing with Bitfinex. We launched the same thing with Voyager and with many other partners. And Celsius continued to offer these partnerships directly to the consumers, as well as through partners who are relying on our back end, relying on our infrastructure to deliver the yield to their customers. So let me just run quickly through the screens here, and we will try to get you the news, and then we'll answer all your questions. Promise, we will be quick. So sharing my screen, Coin Payments has just added Celsius, so you can buy sell token on their platform. Trevor, one of the kind of hot new players in the NFL, has chosen to accept all of his sign-up bonus and so on in crypto, which tells you how they feel about getting paid in fiat currencies or in dollars. And you know, there were several hacks in the DeFi space. Another one just recently, where this one was on the Binance Smart Chain, where an exploit caused the DeFi users, DeFi depositors, to lose over $50 million. And Tom, I think, prepared a slide for you guys with a bunch of other examples of similar. So Tom, maybe you can share it. So these are all the different hacks. These are the major ones. There's a lot of smaller ones, but these are all the other kind of major hacks in 2020 and 2021. And we've been saying this for a while, that basically, unless you're an expert and unless you can audit DeFi contracts, and unless you know all the details about every platform, if you hopping around trying to do farming or extract yield all by yourself, just because you read an article, you heard somebody else that's making 100% yield, sooner or later you're going to fall or land on one of these landmines, and you're going to lose an arm or a leg. I'm a military guy, so ex-military, so I'm using military analogies. But basically what we do at Celsius, we have our security team, the people that just focus on your security, is larger than many of these DeFi companies, all their employees put together. So the number of people we have auditing and telling these guys, okay, you got to fix this, you got to fix this, you got to fix this, before we put your money there, is greater in many cases than the total number of employees of the project that we're trying to help. So what Celsius does very well is review all these opportunities, figure out which ones are safe, deploy assets on your behalf, and again, give you up to 80% of that value. Where again, if you did all that yourself, yes, you can earn 100%, but when you deduct the transaction fees and the gas fees and the risk that you're taking and getting wiped out, the chance that you're going to get wiped out by one or two of these platforms, I think you are always going to end up ahead by doing it through Celsius than doing it yourself, or at least split it up. Just say, okay, you know, I have my safety zone. With Celsius, I'm going to put some assets there, and I'm going to throw the dice and do this by myself, and let's see, where do I come ahead? So
I was talking to someone this morning, kind of the same thing, but about trading. Like, we know that, you know, only 5 or 10% of traders actually make money, and the other 90% lose. And so instead of taking all that risk and trying to learn that and being up for 20 hours a day, you can just hold your assets with Celsius and gain that positive yield week after week and not have to worry about all those things. It's like a much easier way to generate the yield versus trying to actively trade and fight against everyone else.
For sure, yes. And again, we've paid interest every week, every Monday for 3.5 years. That's longer than anyone else, longer than any DeFi or CeFi platform on the planet. And we've been doing it consistently and paying the highest yield consistently for 3.5 years. So that counts for something, right? You should really think about that safety and about that consistency versus the volatility that, again, you deposit something and you wake up in the morning and the yield dropped by 80%, and now you have to withdraw it and you're going to pay another $50 in gas fees and move on and hop on to the next thing. Put all those costs together, and you will see that you're actually not ending up ahead of what Celsius pays net. All right, I'm sharing my screen. JP Morgan to let clients invest in Bitcoin. You know, there's no more bittersweet revenge than getting Jamie Dimon to go 180 on his statements, right? And having even mighty JP Morgan say, okay, fine. I cannot let all my customers leave. I got to start offering what they're asking me, because if I don't offer it, they're all going to unbank themselves, right? Banks are not your friends. They're all going to unbank themselves. So
the irony here is we were always worried about the banks trying to stop crypto, but it looks like, you know, through this decentralization that crypto is putting the pressure on the banks.
Yes, we're big enough now where you know, the pressure like Zach said, the pressure we're putting on the banks is forcing them to join and behave and offer the same services that we've been doing for years. So again, we're going to run through this. So again, Liquid, as I mentioned, select Celsius. So this was just announced, I think yesterday or the day before. So this is amazing partnership. Liquid was the first exchange to list Cell token. Again, remember, we don't pay fees. We don't pay listing fees. And Liquid was the first one to say, okay, you guys are cool. And we're either the number one or the number two real volume trading pair on Liquid these days. So definitely a very, very good partnership with Liquid. Here is another article that came out, Coin Ninjas talking about this and looking at the volume. What else we have? So I published a blog, another one about financial literacy. So if you haven't read it, there's a great videos here and content. Please like it, please share it. The more you share it, the more we can help others get to financial freedom. And we are on Maker. This is live from today. This is our latest proposal, public proposal to be listed, to add Cell token to Maker. So we can borrow DAI, we can do all kind of other transactions. So please help us vote on this. Zach is going to add the links to these different things to the AMA, to the video, and please go vote to get us in, right? We need enough votes to get the resolution passed so we can actually become part of the Maker community. And this is another great article that came out recently about the 5 top blockchain communities, and obviously Celsius was ranked one of the top. So obviously, thank you guys for voting for us. Here's another article about top crypto. So if you haven't seen it, just do a search and you'll be able to read it. And CNBC ran this. CNBC had a review of lenders. So let's listen to them for a second.
And they aren't FDIC insured. So like anything in crypto, it's high risk and sometimes high reward. Competition here is already heating up. We had New York-based Signature Bank say last week it's going to offer its clients Bitcoin-backed cash loans. Rival Silvergate started doing the same thing last summer. There's also companies like BlockFi, Celsius, and Genesis.
So,
hey, wow,
yeah.
We got a shout out.
We got a shout out to CNBC, you know. And it's funny because, you know, they're still saying that in a very skeptical way. It's like, look, there are these loans. Some of them are even 1% loans. Sounds too good to be true. And you might want to go to your bank, to Signature Bank or Silvergate Bank. Those guys, I think, charge 14% or 16%, something like that. So the only place on the planet where you can get 1% loans is on Celsius, right? And you're not going to get a better deal anywhere else. So I promise you that.
I like how they talk about crypto. They say high risk and sometimes high reward versus the dollar, which is low risk, but you're always losing money as they print it.
Exactly. So here are some cell bites that Tom prepared from videos from the last few weeks.
Argos is asking, how can Celsius offer such low rates on loans, but then still generate profits?
All right, so I'm not going to give you the answer. Watch the video again. Go on our YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the button, and you have all the answers. These are really short videos. They're mostly less than 1 minute, so you can consume this very, very quickly. Is that people that took loans have to worry about their collateral, right? So if you took a loan recently, let's say 50% LTV, so this is for all the people who got worried. Okay, Bitcoin's going down. Celsius is going to have liquidations. No liquidations. No one got liquidated in this drop. Again, most people have enough LTV to not worry about it. We did issue several warnings for the recent people, because if you took a loan recently at a 50% LTV and it went down 30%, that was a little bit too close for comfort. And you saw us proactively issue emails and push messages to people saying, hey, watch out, we don't know if Bitcoin's going to keep going down. You want to continue hodling, put some more coins in the wallet, right? So that's what we do. I don't think anyone else does that for you.
What is Alex's advice on surviving crypto winter?
Surviving crypto winter. All right, watch the video. I'm not going to give you all of the insight here in the last video.
For all these different jurisdictions, because we want to bring loans to the whole world, right? We want to be able to offer anybody a loan. And why does it take so long to open up?
Why does it take so long, you know? I can tell you that the regulators are definitely not making it easy for us. But we are finishing an acquisition. We're actually buying a company that already has licenses all across the United States. So I tell you that that's going to speed up many things that we're trying to do. And you will see us opening new services pretty quickly. Also, feedback from you guys. So again, a lot of you complained about the fact that when you buy using a credit card, right? You can buy in the app using a credit card, that the fees and the spreads were too high. And we dug into it, and we actually we're going to arrange for a new set of tiers that basically guarantees that you will have the lowest fees, lower than Coinbase, Coinbase Pro. You will not be able to buy using a credit card, stable coins, or crypto cheaper than you'll be able to do it with Celsius. So European customers, yeah, that's big news, right? It's hot off the press. You see, hot off the printer. European customers will pay 5%. That's 2% less than Coinbase. And non-European customers will pay 5.5%. And that includes everything, all the fees put together. And we're working on another step, which might take a month or two, where we will be lowering it even more because we're going to be providing the liquidity that these processors need. And we're not going to charge them any money, so they're not going to charge you any money because they're getting the liquidity from third parties, and that's part of why the fees are high. So we're going to basically eat the fees so you can get best execution for Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cell token, and any stable coin that we support. So that's big news off the press. Also, we'll be offering full OTC services. So again, that's coming very soon, in the next probably 30 to 45 days. You'll be able to do any size transaction, OTC transaction with Celsius. This is before swaps in the app. You can just do an OTC transaction, buying Bitcoin, selling Bitcoin, and so on, so on. And again, we'll have licenses for that across the United States. So we'll be able to do it everywhere. No fees. You're going to love it. All right. So
this is all part of this acquisition that's taking place right now is bringing loans to many more. I've never been able to take a loan because I've always been blocked in the states I live. And then also these OTC is all coming with this one acquisition.
Right. So we mentioned state of California. There's another 16 states where we already, again, in process. We're just waiting for the licenses to be issued, and we'll be opening all those states for loans overnight effectively. So all of that is coming, but I'm very excited about that. This has been in the works for months. I mean, it's been delayed and this and that, but I'm happy to tell you that it's finally, again, these are not the mega deals. These are not the whatever. One of the mega deals is we are going to be announcing in the next 4 weeks. So I know we have a final kind of deadline. So that's coming soon. And as I mentioned, you guys are going to be super excited about the names. Going to be pretty big announcement. So we have.
I've noticed
we have finished it in May. I promise you. We're going to announce it in the month of May. One way or another.
Everyone's really excited to get, to get swaps or to get the credit card or to do all these things. But, we're 4 years into a 100+ year company, and we're building all of these things from scratch. So they do work in your best interest. And it's not just chipping you fees or taking money from your left pocket instead of your right pocket. And that's why some of these things have taken longer to develop than, people would like.
It's not easy. It's not easy to do credit card processing at 5%. Again, Coinbase has been doing this since 2013, and they still at 7%. So we really had to twist arms and do special stuff to make sure that we can get this delivered for you. And part of it is, again, us using our capacity, our liquidity, our capital to be able to deliver this no fee, because we're not collecting anything. I promise you, we're not making a dime, a penny from when you buy anything on Celsius with a credit card, right? Doesn't matter what you buy or sell. We don't make anything. So we pass it along, but we will have the best deal. Okay, it's not live yet. We'll have the best deal. We'll make an announcement, but the deal is done. We just need to implement it, and there we go. All right, Cal, you want to give us the stats from last week? The hot numbers from the.
Yep. Well, as always, trending up. Right. Last week we have 20,517 new registrations, 499 million gross transfers, and out of that we have almost 130 million net transfers.
Yeah,
so again,
it's amazing.
It's trending up. Yep.
Definitely trending up, and we're still running at that 1.3 billion a month net deposits. It's amazing. And you guys, you'd get any sleep because you have to deploy all of that. So how is that going? How fast are you pressing the button, the deployment button?
I'm doing day and night. Now I'm still up. It's all good.
You gotta find some help. You gotta hire some help over there. So, when we say these things every week, a lot of people are like yawning, like, yeah, because you can see all these numbers in the app, and you can see all these numbers on our website in real time, right? Because we update it in real time. So unlike others who don't publish anything, don't give you any transparency, Celsius continues to provide full transparency on every aspect of our business, right? Again, we have no bad debt. We don't have any counterparty that didn't pay us. We don't have anyone that didn't pay their interest or didn't return their loans. And Cal is here if you want to ask Cal to confirm that. He sees only part of the book, but he can tell you about that part of the book, right? That if he knows of anything that is owed to the community that is at risk, right? That's what you want to know. You want to hear that every week. Is there anything that is at risk? So Cal,
also, we had a
wait. Let him give us thumbs up. Cal, are we good on the loans? We're good.
Absolutely.
Here we go. Like you said, look, we're very conservative. Unfortunately, almost every day I have to say no to Cal, or Camilla has to say no to Cal, because either the customer doesn't pass credit, or they're already at their credit limit, or what they want to pay us is too little, right? We're saying, no, sorry, you're not paying us enough. We're going to go and squeeze more from somebody else for the community, for our users. So it's not an easy job. If you think it's an easy job, half of the time, Cal gets no, because there are other people competing for the same coins who are willing to pay more, right? So he has to find customers who are willing to pay more than our customers in Europe, or our customers in North America, or our customers somewhere else.
No doubt. Hey, we have a great clip from our new Tel Aviv office that opened up recently. The whole
Before Tom runs the clip, Tel Aviv is one of the best cities in the world. If you haven't been there, it's a 24/7 town. Everything is open till 2 or 3 a.m. Very young city. The beaches are amazing. The food is amazing. So if you haven't been there, come to Tel Aviv, come to Israel, visit our office there. We have almost 50 Celsians there, employees. Let's run the video. Yeah, so Daniel, my co-founder, and Amos, the canine there who's guarding our Tel Aviv office, looks like they got all the airtime. But we are very jealous, so we're going to open the New York office as well. And we have about 50 people here in New York. And we're going to create a video that's going to trump this video from Tel Aviv. So just wait and see. It's coming.
Yeah, they make it look beautiful over there. My gosh, I need to put in for a transfer.
I know, and they have like food delivered twice a week or whatever. And I'm telling you, they were having a time of their life. I'm gonna go and visit. I'm gonna try to get there in the month of May. My son is in Israel. He's actually interning in that office, so I gotta go and see him. I haven't seen him in over a year, so I'm gonna try to hop on the plane now that I got my shots and spend some time with the team over there. Also hop to Cyprus. We have 40 people in Cyprus, and we're doing front office, back office. So go visit them as well, and also visit our Belgrade office where we have another almost 50 people. So this is my trip coming up. Finally, I'm finally getting to travel.
Yalla.
Let's hit those questions. We got a lot of, go ahead.
Okay. We had one great customer story that I wanted to share right before we hit questions. Tom, if you could pull it up on the screen. This is what we live for, and this is what we're working for. So this reads, "Hi, Alex. I hope you and your family continue to be well in these most interesting times. I've just finished catching up on Friday's AMA, and I'm sure you had a good time celebrating the Sweet 16 with your family. It's good that we can all start getting out and about again. It's interesting to think about how much more the world has changed lately and how fortunate we have been to have been where we are. That's why I'm writing. I have been very fortunate this past week to have moved my family to a beautiful new duplex flat here in London. My wife and daughter and I absolutely love this place, and it wouldn't have been possible without Celsius. I used a loan against my crypto as a part of the down payment on the flat, and it absolutely made the difference in what we could do, especially given the stamp duty we also had to pay. I always find it amazing that many people in society do not understand value creation, and as I sit here in one of the most obvious outcomes, I find myself extremely grateful. I really do appreciate it. I've been fortunate to be with Celsius since October of 2018 and an ambassador, and it's been an incredible journey. I'm looking forward to the rest of the journey as well. I'm an investor in the first Bank to the Future round, and I'm looking forward to being an investor in the second as well. Thinking of doing good and then doing well, I will also continue to do as much as I can, as I've tried throughout my life, to help those less fortunate as well. Thank you once again. I look forward to meeting you sometime in the future. Tom."
Yeah, great letter, Tom. Thank you for sending it. And we're going to do this as a segment every week. We're going to read one of your letters. So if you want to send us your story, your special story, we definitely want to share it with the community. This is what we're here for. That's what makes us work 7 days for you. And we were super excited when we hear that our efforts, your efforts, are allowing people to achieve their financial dreams, financial independence, and be able to deliver for their family, for their friends, and super happy about that. All right, let's hit the questions. Again, direct your questions to Cal. We'll try to hit as many as we can. We'll keep the answer short. Go.
All right. Yeah, please put in that referral code so we can do the payouts. I just sent payouts for the last few weeks, so you'll see those credited in your wallet soon. Here we go. First question from Mr. Priority, Mr. Prior 15. What do you think of Polygon Matic and what they are doing? I love the Matic APY on Celsius.
Yeah, Cal, I think it's for you, but I can take it. You want me to go, or you got it?
Alex, you can take that one.
All right. So yeah, look, I mentioned is that the team that with Michaelo, who's I think founder or co-founder of Matic, actually worked. He's a Serbian who's working with a lot of the people that we know there, with some of our programmers. So we have very close relationship. It's almost like a sister company. So we love that solution as a layer 2. And in addition to obviously just providing the yield and trying to max the yield, we're looking to do much more with Matic. And, the idea is to basically give every Celsian a dedicated layer 2 address, right, built into the wallet so you can transact. You don't even need to know. That will save you on fee. Make it compatible to all the other platforms that Matic is compatible with, right? Because it kind of gives you one-stop solution across multiple layers. So we definitely are digging into that, and we're doing hackathons and other things to jointly develop stuff. Good things are coming. All right. Next question.
All right. Next question here is. Okay. So Bob's asking, what happens if there was a run on Celsius, like there would be on a run on a bank?
Yep, I'll take it. Oh, you got it. I'll take it. So a run on the bank, normally, because banks have fractional reserves, they lend 20, 30, 50 times more than the money they have. There is a run on the bank. A run on the bank cannot happen at Celsius because Celsius never lends more than what it has, right? We cannot do, legally, we're not allowed to create money or do fractional reserves. So at any moment, we always have enough coins and enough collateral and so on to return all the assets to all of our users. And every day, we have a process, the daily reconciliation process, where our team, like 20 or 25 people, get on a call and grind through all the tokens and all the coins and make sure that we have more coins than what we owe the community, right? That's our process. And no bank in the world can do that for you because they never have enough assets to return for you if there is a run on the bank. Next question.
Right, because the bank is lending out always more than they have. That's their business model. And yet again, we do the opposite. We're always lending out less.
Deutsche Bank lent $50 for every dollar they have. Celsius never lends more than 50%, right, or 75% of the assets we have. So this is 2 orders of magnitude safer. 2 orders of magnitude, right? 50%, meaning 0.5. 1 order of magnitude will make it 5% or 5 times leverage. But Deutsche Bank is more than 50 times leverage. That's 2 orders of magnitude more risky. If they lose 2% of their assets, they're out of business. If Celsius loses 2% of our assets, nothing happens. You wouldn't even know about it because we have more than 2% just on our balance sheet. Next question.
All right. Okay. So everyone wants to know what happens if the worst, if Alex Mashinsky happens to pass away, who takes over and will Celsius continue on?
So look, Daniel, my co-founder, Nuke, These are all very, very capable people. You've seen them many times on the show with me. We also hired amazing talent. All the new people that we brought in, these are people that managed very, very large companies before. So our bench is packed with talent, right? And if I incapacitated or I whatever, I don't show up to work, believe me, there's going to be plenty of people who are committed to the same cause and committed to this, to continuing the Celsius mission. Next question.
All right. Also, I'm trying to find the Reddit top question, but there's a subsection that I'm just not able to find. So I'm digging for that now.
Why don't you guys post that in the chat? Post the link to the top question on Reddit so we can ask it and give the person who put it there $100.
Yes, yes. Post it in chat or tag us on Twitter in it so I can get that up. All right. Let's see here. Okay.
Is the interest on ETH2 paid in Cell token? No, it's paid in ETH. And the only issue is that you are locked up. Now you can choose to earn it in Cell, but you can also earn it in ETH, right? So it's up to you. If you're outside the United States, in the United States, you will only earn it in ETH. Next question.
Okay, here's a great question from Marcelo. He's asking, why do you think the Cell price is stable despite the number of new users and assets on top of that entering per week?
Yeah, we're not supposed to talk about the price of Cell. So there are plenty of reviews and analysis of Cell token online, and I would just direct you, just do a quick search for Cell token on YouTube, and you will find 50 explanations. So pick the one that you believe in. But our job is to do everything we can, which is in the best interest of the community and the best interest of our employees. And the Cell price will take care of itself, right? Just watch the growth in the deposits, watch the growth in the users, watch the growth in Celsius, and you can make your own decision.
Okay, question from Sagar. Cal, do you know if we have any corporate customers in India?
I think I came across a couple of them. Yeah, but our corporate customers being quite global, right? I would say, obviously, a lot of customers are based out in Asia, but I think a lot of them are based in Europe, US as well. But in terms of diversity of the industry, like I mentioned before, we started seeing more and more non-technology firms getting more comfortable with cryptocurrencies and converting some of their treasury money into stablecoin to generate yield. And obviously they pick Celsius as a platform to do that, just like you guys.
And do you know anything about the regulatory environment in India? I've heard like they banned it and then it got overturned, but then it's still like not a thing. So do you know if that's going to open up, or what do you think direction that's going to head?
I heard that, but I think like a lot of countries within this region, it's just a love and hate relationship. Sometimes when it gets too hot, the government just have to come out and crack down a little bit. Like take kimchi, kimchi premium for an example, right? Right. I mean, it's interesting to talk about kimchi premium because back in 2017, at the peak of the the run up to up to $20,000, the kimchi premium was quite high. And this time around, again, kimchi premium came back, and the Korean government had to come out and say something about it, right? Doesn't mean people stop trading crypto within Korea. Let's take that as an example. That just means government just had to control how some of the citizens are spending, using their money and their currencies. But specific to India, I haven't keep up with the latest regulations, but I do think there's a great interest there because I dealt with quite a few Indian-based exchanges recently, so it's not banned there for sure. But the government hasn't openly come out and support it either. So I think they're kind of neutral about it. Yep.
Yeah, the banks are definitely trying to shut it down, but the crypto community in India is pretty strong, and they're trying to make sure that the right laws are being passed. That's why you're seeing the seesaw of kind of announcements and The Supreme Court in India did state that it's illegal for the banks and for even the government to block users from using crypto because it's an asset, it's a property, considered a property over there. So we'll see what happens. I saw somebody ask about Python programmers. Can I get paid for it? Yes, we pay $1,000 per introduction. So again, send your referral to hr@celsius.network or send your resumes. And if you're referring friends or referring people, we also give it to Celsius employees. You bring a DeFi or a Python person. Python is a programming language. For those of you who don't know, don't show up to the Celsius offices with a giant snake and tell us where's my $1,000. So let's find. We need like 100 of them. So you have 10 people. We'll take all 10 if they're good guys or gals. All right, next question.
Developers are in high demand.
Yes.
Okay, Killian's asking, will we be able to use Cell Token to buy Celsius equity at the Bank to the Future round?
Yes, you will. And we're working on that. And we should have an announcement in the next 4 weeks with all the details and everything else. So it's definitely coming together, and it looks great. Next.
Beautiful. Okay, we found the Reddit question. It's about staking ETH with Celsius. The question is, if I understand right, this option is coming out next week. Have you seen any threads? Want to discuss? I believe I heard 8% return on ETH2. How does that compare with running our own validator nodes? And then is there a lockup period? Is it 6 to 9 months, or what's that going to look like?
Yeah, so we are not charging any fees on ETH2, meaning whatever the staking yield is, that's what you get. So we publish the same rate that the ETH2 publishes. The rate does decrease over time. Right now, it's, I think, almost 8%. I think it's like 7.92 or something like that. And whatever that rate is, that's the same rate we will give you. If you stake yourself or you stake with us, you have exactly the same lockup, meaning until ETH2 becomes goes live and effectively starts running as a chain, as a live chain, those coins will be locked, but they will earn yield. And so again, the benefit is the same. In the beginning, it will apply to new coins. So you have to deposit new ETH, but then you'll be able to also transfer inside the wallet, take some of your regular ETH and just say, okay, I want it to be ETH2, and earn higher yield on those coins. So that's coming next week. I think it should go live in the wallet next week if Apple and Android approve the new version. Next question.
Very sweet. Okay, James is asking, could you explain how credit cards in the crypto space are able to give cash back, and will Celsius offer cash back when our card arrives?
Yeah, so cashback is really card issuers refunding you the hefty fees that they charge you, right? So some of them are less generous and they give you 1%. Some of them are more generous and give you 2%. But really, all you're getting back are the fees that are being collected either from the people who are processing or the merchants who are accepting the payment. So what Celsius is working on is something completely different. We're not focused on extracting more from the pizza shop or from the hairdresser or from the the merchant that you are buying from, but rather create our own economics that are win-win economics, right? Enable you to access your capital at a much lower price. You have to remember that when a credit card company charges you 24% and then gives you 1% back, you're still paying 23%, right? And it's 23% a year, meaning the next year it's another 23% and another 23%. The 1% you got or the 2% you got is a one-time thing, right? They give it to you one time, but they charge you that interest again and again and again for the rest of your life, unless you pay down the balance. That's the opposite of what Celsius considers as freedom and as financial independence. So remember, banks are not your friends, and anyone who issues a credit card today is not your friend either. You need to find new friends. Next question.
Find a Celsian to be your friend.
Exactly.
They
Find
will-
some Celsian. They'll drum some financial logic into your head.
There you go. Okay, Jack is asking, I have Cardano on Exodus and I want to transfer to Celsius when we implement. Will it still have to be locked for 20 to 25 days like Exodus to start earning APY?
Yeah, so for most staking platforms, we mirror what the staking node provides. Again, sometimes we can lend the coins or the tokens and we earn more yield. So we have some more flexibility, meaning we pay a higher rate or we allow you to unlock faster. But when we cannot lend it out, ADA is definitely in demand. So we should be able to give you much shorter lockup. And both BNB and ADA, as I mentioned, is going to be added in May and June. So I think BNB is coming first in May, and then ADA is coming in June. And you will be earning the highest yields as always. Again, we love Cardano, love working with them on developing new capabilities. Can't wait for them to launch their virtual machine and other things that we need to actually deploy our services on their chain. And you'll see some amazing stuff that you can do with Cell Token on Cardano. Next question.
All right, Binance Player is asking, how is Celsius preparing for the next bear market?
We're always prepared. We're prepared that the bear market comes tomorrow, right? Again, remember, Celsius is the only company, I think, that actually lived through a bear market, a side market, and an up market. Most of the DeFi guys that you're using, or most of the noobs who are copying Celsius, have not gone through these markets. When we launched, Bitcoin went down more than 60% in the first few months after we launched Celsius, right? So then March 12th of last year, it went down 40% in 12 hours. In the last 2 weeks, it went down 30%. We were ready in every one of those instances, right? And you're seeing other people who are not ready. You're seeing them liquidating all their customers, having hacks, having problems with liquidity, not be able to return coins, telling you they have all kind of problems and delaying withdrawals and all kind of other stuff. So again, you have to always ask yourself, why are they slow? Why are they not giving me my money back, right? Is it really a customer service issue, or is it a liquidity issue, or is it something else? So with Celsius, again, we have over $17 billion of your coins, and you're not going to find anyone who has not been able to get their coins back or had an issue. Yes, some people have technical issues or they have delays because of KYC, but on average, you can withdraw as much as you want, as quickly as you want. There's always plenty of liquidity, and we are managing it in a bear market or preparing for the bear market exactly the same way as we do for bull market, because we're a hodlers community, right? That's what we do. Next question.
All right, question for Cal. How is the Asian crypto community overall? Are they more hodler or more of an investor or trader?
I think, like any countries, I think, I would say there are two camps of the players or investors here, or some more into speculating, some more investors. But I would say culturally, mentally, I think people are looking for yield. That's why you see DeFi protocols, and it's driving in Asia, right? Especially in countries like Japan and Korea, where interest rate is really, really low, and people are really into looking for yield from DeFi or speculating to just make some extra cash, I would say. But that being said, you also have a huge crypto community here that is more into the technology, the innovations part of the business. But yeah, I hope to answer the question. So I think it really depends on which community you're talking to.
Yeah, and I think, just to add to that, I think a lot of the new people that come in, they're more of traders. They think they can make quick buck, and I think as they learn and as they trade or farm, they all learn that, okay, hodling is a better plan. It just takes sometimes 6 or 12 months for all these noobs to learn that, because they think they can time the market or figure out the market or write some algorithm that will predict the market. And effectively, they all realize at the end that the best way to do it is hodling, right? So, all right, just few quick updates, because I see that we neglected to give some dates here. So web app, public release 24th of May. ETH2, I misinformed you about next week. It's the 3rd week of June. I don't know why there's a delay, but there's a delay. So ETH2 is the 3rd week of June. And proof of community, beta testers are going to get it on the 6th of May. So a week from now, or a little bit more than a week from now. And loan closure, you'll be able to close any of your loans in the app 20th of May, going live 20th of May. So it's a big update. I know a lot of people have been waiting for this, and you're going to love that new experience. And so you'll be able to transition whitelisted addresses within 24 hours. You'll still need an email confirmation, but you'll be able to do it yourself to transition between previous addresses, so you don't have to enter new ones. And basically, you'll have all the menu of options there. So releases on the 20th of May. And we'll be adding another, we'll be increasing the rates on BTC for non-US. So you'll be able to actually earn that 6.2% for non-US BTC holders on your first Bitcoin. And the release is 9th of June. So our US Bitcoin holders and our non-US holders will be earning the same rate. And while others, almost everybody else, is lowering the rates, we're earning more, so we're upping the rate. Thank you, Cal, and the rest of the team for delivering more yield so we can raise the rates. Next question. No, we lost Zach. All right, let's pick some questions from the menu here. How does he read it? It's moving so fast.
I think he just picks whatever he sees.
Yeah, you pick one. Pick one, and I'll try to grab one too. Is Celsius planning to go public in less than 4 years? Yes, we will probably be a public company in less than 4 years.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for we've lost Zachary, so I'm going to try and help you for the last few minutes finish up some questions. So I have a question here from Radik. Question: what does it take to be listed on an exchange? Why isn't Cell Token listed on Binance or Coinbase?
Sure. So Binance could list us tomorrow. There's no reason. We spoke to them several times. We went back and forth. They wanted this fee or that donation or whatever, and we keep saying no. We're gonna bring the best customers in the world, the best hodlers in the world, to you, and you want us to pay you for that. How about we reverse that? How about you pay us for bringing you amazing customers? So we're holding our ground on that. CZ publicly stated that he's going to list the top 100 coins and tokens. We are top 100 on every exchange in the world, on every ranking anywhere. So let's see if he stands by his word and delivers a listing for Celsius. Let him know. Hey, just reach out to CZ on Telegram or Twitter and just remind him that Celsius is, you want Celsius listed on Binance. We're listing BNB. Let's reciprocate, tit for tat. You know, we're listing BNB. Why don't you list Cell Token? We'll go first. All right.
We have the community, right? We have the value. You want to bring our community to your platform? You know, you got to make it a sweet deal.
Yep. All right. Next question.
All right. I think we're trying to wrap it up, Alex. We got through as many as we could.
Well, they're all to me, so you got to find like 2 more for Cal. I mean, it's 2 a.m. and it's 2:30 a.m. and he's you know, he's sticking with it.
Let me try to find 2 for Cal. Here's one. They're asking, do do you recommend foundations or endowment funds to place part of their treasury into crypto?
So I think a lot of these institutions have professional financial advisors, and I think more and more of them, you've seen Morgan Stanley and JP Morgan and Citi and all these big guys finally recommending Bitcoin or saying, okay, you need some allocation. They're just saying, hey, just don't forget to buy it with us. Don't buy it with Celsius, or don't deposit it with Celsius. Keep it with us. So when you make that purchase, it's two separate decisions. One is, do I buy and how much I buy? And the second one is, where do I keep it? Do I earn anything with it? Because a lot of the companies that try to sell you that Bitcoin or Ethereum are going to charge you money to keep it with them. Celsius pays you money to keep it with us, right? So it should be a pretty easy decision. And again, we have more in Bitcoin than all these banks put together. You know, Celsius is more in Bitcoin than all these guys put together. Next question.
That's the difference. All right, here, last one for Cal. Cigar is saying BNS from India started giving 3% yearly interest on Bitcoin. Have they collaborated with Celsius?
Not this player particularly. The answer is no, but 3% is, I guess, in line with the industry.
Right. So you can earn twice as much if you just deposit in a Celsius wallet. So, but again, we look to work with everyone. If they're a good partner, and we would love to work with them as well. Cal, thanks so much. Thanks for staying late and joining us from Hong Kong. And
if any of you Celsians in Hong Kong, always happy to meet up for coffee. And look out for some community engagement in Hong Kong or Singapore as well in the coming months.
Yeah, and again, we're overdue to visit Asia, so I'm sure there's going to be another mega event. And you know, who knows? Maybe I'll do the opening for Vitalik. You know, like. But look, we love you guys. Thanks for joining. Every Friday, we bring you the news. We bring you the updates. We bring you the truth, and we're here to make sure that you get the best, the most out of being part of the crypto community. We're doing this for you, and if you have ideas on how we can do it even better, or you're not happy, like many of you were not happy with that credit card processing process, make some noise. That's you. Email CEO@celsius.network. Email me directly. And we will be on the case. We will fight and make it better. Again, we got you a better deal with Liquid. We got you a better deal on the credit cards. We got you a better deal with OKX. All these things are things we do every week. We don't make any fees on this. This is not like, okay, we now make less. All these things I mentioned, we make zero. We don't make any money on that, right? We only earn on deploying your assets. Cal and other people on his team deploy the assets, collect interest. We keep 20% of that. That's the only place we effectively make money, right?
Yeah.
So you know when we're acting in your best interest and when we're not. And we'll see you next week. Thanks for joining us. Zach, yep.
Let's keep the conversation going. There's a community clubhouse starting right after this show. So hop on Clubhouse. Josh is running the room, and we'll keep the conversation going there.
And again, thanks, Bethany, Tom, Zach, everybody else who worked on this. And we'll see you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone.